What's good, Panther Nation? Welcome to Two Fans in the Stands. I'm your boy Tony,
And I'm CJ.
and today we're going to take a look at the Carolina Panther draft class and undrafted free agent signings and give you our overall grades. Let's go. CJ, what's going on with you, my boy? How you feeling today? Did you wake up and feel happy, pleasantly I was pleasantly surprised is not the word I'm looking for. But did you feel rejuvenated? Did your spirit, your Panther spirit, wake you up this morning?
No,
No.
no, no. Okay, I'm happy with the draft. It was
Okay.
just it was two head scratches in it for me. Okay, and we'll get into that. But first let me take care of a little bit of business. That's BIDDNESS business. Okay. I want
Already.
to thank everybody for joining us for our live a couple days ago. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and take a look at it. We met our goal of 400 subscribers. We're on our way to 500 and ultimately on our way to 1,000 and more. So if you haven't already, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you know when our videos come out. And we appreciate all the love and support. All right. Now, back to the question at hand. Yeah, I like the draft as a whole, but there were a couple of things that made me go during the
Talk
draft,
about it.
and we'll get into it when we get there. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we'll we'll,
All
we'll we'll
right.
get into it when we get there.
Well, let's start with the first overall pick in the draft. Your boy, my boy, Bryce Young, quarterback out of Alabama. What
Yeah.
what what were your take on this one?
A plus. Okay. And like we've been saying for a
Okay.
while, we both wanted Stroud, but I think we all knew that Bryce Young was the pick. He's a playmaker. From what I've read about what his teammates said, he's a leader. Okay. He's a leader, he's a playmaker.
Right.
Um, his size is his only concern, and I wouldn't say his height. I'm not worried about his height. I mean, he is
Right.
small as far as his body goes. Because if you think about it, he probably weighed in at the combine at 204. After packing on some pounds or whatever. Well, he's probably playing in
Mhm.
the 190s. But I think that, as Scott Fitterer said in that interview before the draft, they're gonna get him in, get him some protein packs, hook him up with a little bit of Bojangles, and you know what
Right.
I mean. So yeah,
Give him a
he,
couple
he'll he'll
Bo-Berry
be okay.
biscuits in the morning.
Yeah, give him a couple
Yeah.
Bo-Berry
Yeah.
biscuits and some seasoned
Yeah.
fries. He'll be all right.
Yeah. Throw a little
Yeah,
sweet tea in there. I
but
know they got no sweet tea out there in California. So here with that Carolina sweet tea. You hear
yeah, for
me?
real. Uh-huh. But I mean, he's a playmaker. His anticipation is,
Top
impeccable.
notch.
Um, yeah, top notch. He is a
Yeah.
film junkie. You could tell he studies films. I'm sorry, film, not films, but he studies film. But
Hmm.
yeah, I'm just glad that our quarterback carousel and our title as like the quarterback junkyard or the quarterback
Right.
rehabilitation center, hopefully it's finally over because like I say sometimes about my dad and his farm equipment. I love him dearly, but he goes and finds this stuff that he thinks are deals and he brings it to the house and we would just sit there and look at it like you know what I mean?
I'm
Yeah,
telling.
that's how I feel.
I'm
That's how I
telling.
felt about the quarterbacks for the past couple years. So I'm glad we're out of that cycle of trying to make
Right.
stuff work that somebody else has already torn apart. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. Right. I feel you on that. I give it an A plus as well. Like you mentioned,
Hmm.
we both wanted CJ Stroud for the simple fact he is a bigger quarterback. But I mean, if that's the only knock that we have on Bryce Young, I'll take that. When you look
Hmm.
at everything else, his intangibles, like you say, his
Yes.
accuracy, playmaking ability, be able to create something out of nothing.
Mhm.
The way he studied films and approaches the game, all
Yeah.
those are pluses. And he wants to be great, and he's been great
Mhm.
on every level that he's played, whether he was in high school or in college, and now hopefully all that translate to the NFL. So I'm definitely excited
Mhm.
about it. Glad that the carousel of quarterbacks has ended. We have a great offensive line,
Oh
built
yeah.
in front of them, and we got some great weapons in the wide from the wide receiver position to the tight end position to the running back. So it's not
Mhm.
like typically when your first overall draft picks, when you select them, they come to a bad team that they got no weapons, the offensive line ain't no good, and it's just
Yeah.
a headache from day one.
Total
He's
rebuild.
coming into right. He's coming into a situation where all that has been taken care of. So
Mhm.
I'm excited just to see with the time between now and training camp, how he attacks the playbook and how much of it that he would have down pat when it's time to go, when it's go time. So I'm
Oh yeah.
excited to see what he does. I'm excited to see what he do.
Okay.
All
All
right, so
right.
we're gonna move right along to pick 39 in the second round. Jonathan Mingo, wide receiver out of Mississippi. Tim, give me your thoughts on that one.
Okay, this was kind of my first head scratcher. I like the pick. Okay.
Okay,
I like the pick. I like Mingo, and I get what they're doing with this one from my perspective. DJ Chark is on a 1-year deal. Something happens with that, doesn't work out. They don't re-sign them. Okay, we still
Jameer
got
Bird
another
on a 1 year
receiver.
deal too.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Demir Bird also. But I mean, Mingo's coming in. Demir Bird is going to be a slot receiver slash, punt kickoff returner maybe. You get what I'm saying? And not
hmm
to say that Mingo can't play out the slot neither, but I see Mingo as a weapon that Bryce can have, and he can learn, and they can both grow together. But I also
right,
think it's not
exactly.
not really not really insurance, but the receiving core besides Bird and let me see, Bird and Chark. I think everybody else has more than a year left on their contracts. So,
Yeah, Terrace
but
Marshall and Adam Thielen
yeah, and Shy Smith or
and
two, I
Shy
believe.
Smith. Yeah,
Yeah. But 6'2" receiver, he's strong, has good hands, can run good crisp routes. I like it. My only thing was, could we have traded back a few spots, maybe picked up a pick and still got him? Okay. And for everybody that's going to call us armchair GMs, that's exactly right. We are armchair GMs, okay? We're not we're not full-fledged GMs because that's not what we do. But yes, all of
right,
us, including everybody making a comment, we are all armchair GMs, okay? So
right,
that's just my thought. All right. But
right.
I like the pick overall. I love the pick. Okay. But in
Yeah,
my mind, I was thinking, okay, 39, we might trade back, get a few picks. And when I saw who they picked, I was like, oh, okay. And I really thought, okay, well, maybe we could have traded back a couple picks and still picked them up. But in the same sense, somebody had to have been ringing the phone for them to pick up to make the trade. So you never know.
right.
It might have been a
That's true.
situation where nobody was calling and wanted the 39th pick. So you got to throw that in there as well. But yeah,
Yeah,
I like the pick, and I think this is somebody who Bryce Young, like I said, can grow and learn with. And you never know. We might be looking at the start of one hell of a combo.
right, right. Well, I like this pick as well, and I had
Mhm.
the same thoughts that you had. That I was hoping that Carolina would trade back a couple spots and pick up
Mhm.
an extra pick or two. That's
Yeah.
what I was hoping. But when I think of Jonathan Mingo, I do think of an AJ Brown. Same
Mhm.
size, height. I can't remember what AJ Brown 40 time was at his pro day, but Jonathan Mingo ran a 4.46.
Mhm.
And for his size, he's a great route runner. Okay. So
Mhm.
you think of all the things, and you know, I've been saying this for years, and even since we, you know, started doing two fans and stands, the knock that I had on DJ Moore was he don't run crisp route. He's not a
Mhm.
real route runner. So I think having someone that's bigger than DJ and I ain't gonna say he's faster than DJ. They both ran in the 4.4s.
Yeah.
But the one thing that he can do, he's a natural hands catcher, big hands, snatch the ball out the
Mhm.
air. He can contest 50-50 balls, and he can create a little separation. Now, he's not great at it, but he can create a little separation. And I think they're going to do with Jonathan Mingo what they should have done with DJ Moore, in my opinion, and that's use him as a mismatch in the slot. Now, can he
Yeah.
step outside and be a receiver? Yeah, but I think his biggest asset is going to be working in the slot. And if you look back to what Frank Wright did at Indianapolis when he drafted Michael Pittman Jr. out of USC, big
Mhm.
body, tall receiver, and Michael Pittman works the slot. He works the middle of the field. And he's been very productive since he's been drafted doing that very thing. So that's how I hope they use Jonathan
Yeah.
Mingo. I think it's a great pick. I give this one an A, as you know, I give this one an A, not an A plus, but I give it an A. Only
Mhm.
reason I don't give it an A plus because I was hoping Carolina will fall back, and it could have been a possibility that they got him a couple picks later. But you never know. Like you said, the
Yeah.
phone may not
I
have
give
been
it an A as
ringing.
well.
Yeah, the phone may not have been ringing, and that, you know, the value that they have on him, I mean, that
Mhm.
maybe that was the perfect spot, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Okay.
might have been at the top of their board, and they were like, "Okay, we're gonna have to pull the trigger on this right now." So, but yeah,
Right.
I ain't mad
Right.
at it at all. All right,
All right. So let's
now,
go to
yeah,
let's go
now,
to
okay,
the
now this
let's
one,
go to the
this
head
one, I'm
scratcher.
yeah, this one, I was just like, wait, what? Okay,
DJ Johnson, outside linebacker, Oregon, round 3, pick number 80. The Carolina
mhm,
Panthers traded up 13 picks in the third round to select this young man. So I know, CJ,
13
you
picks.
you got a lot to say on this one right here. So the floor is yours, sir.
Okay, I you mentioned this earlier where they said there was a run on defensive ends and they didn't want to miss out on them because apparently Evero likes him a lot. But
Yeah.
13 picks, and we gave the Steelers our second pick in the 4th round, which would have been 145, I
132.
believe.
No,
132, my bad.
132. Yeah, 132.
132. So we gave up our second 4th round pick. Um, I mean, I get it. You know, 6'4", 260, ran a 4.49 at the combine, and he's gonna be
Right.
coming off the edge. So that was a position of need. Okay. Was a position of need. Now, I'm going back into my armchair GM mode. Would he still have been available at 93? Who knows? But I think it was probably a good chance that he would have. And like I said, and we gave up another pick to trade up and get him. And you know, I really hope that he works out like they want him to, because if he doesn't, everybody's gonna remember we traded up 13 spots to get this man, and
Yeah.
you know, hopefully this doesn't happen. But everybody be like, we traded up 13 spots to get him, and he didn't work out, and then we also lost another draft pick. But I mean, he's got the size, he's got the speed, he's got everything, you know, looking at him that you want coming off the edge. You know, he can set the edge, hopefully, you know, be the strong presence, and can hopefully stand up against the run. The one thing I will say is I really do hope he works out. I really do, because if y'all been watching this show, y'all know how I feel about Gross Matos. Okay, I'm sure he's a great person. I'm sure he's just a stellar individual, but on the
Right.
field, he hasn't shown me much, and I don't know maybe if this is you know, the kicking ass he needs to get on his be about his business. But you know, and
Yeah.
I hope if Gross Matos still on that same stuff and doesn't really pick it up, I hope this young man can do it too. But I mean, yeah, I'm still just kind of confused at why we traded up 13 spots to get him. And another thing, and this was my big thing, period. I really thought there was a better option here at cornerback that we could have picked up. One we both like. You know, we could have picked up a Kaylee Ringo. Um,
Yes.
God,
Yes.
there was some more that were available then too. My boy Garrett Williams, I think he was still available. Now, mind you, he's hurt. I know he's coming off of ACL.
AC. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I just yeah, I
There were some better options, especially at the cornerback position, because that's
yeah.
we both have been hammering home that point ever since the season ended. We need to
Mm-hmm.
address the cornerback depth on our team. Like you said, I think maybe they know something that we don't know, and I hope
They
it's something
got to.
good because they did not address it at all in the draft,
Mm-mm.
and that right there for me, I was kind of disappointed in that. I was
Yeah.
disappointed in that.
You know what really got me was when the ticket came up and the Panthers needs were quarterback, defensive end, linebacker, and I think the other one might have been like wide receiver, tight end. And I'm like,
Yeah,
yo, like really? Like y'all looked at our whole team, and said, nah, they good at cornerback. They real good. And you know, y'all out there, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. But I think cornerback should have at least been number 2 or 3 up on that list. But
I agree with you.
hey, yeah,
I'm right there with you. We've
yeah,
been beating the same drum all year long. We've been saying all
mm-hmm,
year long, all off season, leading up to the draft, and I'm gonna
yeah,
continue saying it until that cornerback room gets better depth
mm-hmm,
than what it has right now. And
yeah.
that's just what it is. And I'm gonna stand on that one. But yeah, I hope
I'm
DJ
with you.
Johnson pans out everything. I hope he comes in and light a fire under YGM because this is
Mm-hmm,
his fourth year in the league. So he's playing on his last year of his rookie contract. So
mm-hmm.
if he want to step up and get an extension or play for a better contract, he gonna have to show and prove this year. So he
He
has
really,
a lot of motivating factors,
mm-hmm,
that can help him get to where he needs to be and where we have been hoping he would get to since we drafted him. So
yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's move on to our next pick. And this is a fan favorite. This is a
Mm-hmm,
brother to our boy Ike Equano, Chandler Zavala, interior offensive lineman, North Carolina State, round 4, pick 114. Chandler is 6'3", 322-pound guard out of NC
mm-hmm.
State. CJ, what's your thoughts on that?
Hog Molly.
Yes,
And
sir.
it came out that the Panthers believe that Austin Corbett is going to miss some time at the start of the season. So I think it's pretty much set in stone that he won't be back before the season starts or when the season starts.
Right.
So we have Justin McCray, you got K
K.
Mays,
May.
yeah. And now we have Chandler Savala. And I think if
And
I'm
we
not
still got
mistaken,
Deontay Brown. Y'all gonna put
that's
some respect on Deontay Brown name.
hey, you have, but I mean, you know, he been riding
That
the
that's
practice squad,
that.
so
So that's my boy though. He gonna get up off that practice squad though.
hey, you know, hey, you gonna have to show and prove, or you gonna keep being on here advocating for him. You gonna be the
That's all
only
right.
one.
That's all right. Cornbread gonna
Yeah.
make it.
Oh
He gonna
God.
make it.
Well, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, they said that in his time at NC State, he gave up either 0 or maybe 1 sack, you know, from his
Like
guard spot.
zero. 0 sacks and like 432 pass
Mm-hmm.
protection
Yeah.
blocks. Yeah.
Yeah. And and you pair him back with his college teammate Icky. So we'll see. But I think that I I was expecting when they called his name, I was expecting Carolina to go offensive line. And I wish it could have been live for it, because in the last live, every damn pick that I thought they were going to make, they well, no, every pick that I thought was going to be made, period, when we was watching the rest of the
Right.
picks, it never panned out like that. But I was sitting on the couch and they was like Chandler Zavala, guard, NC State, and I was like, I knew it. I didn't necessarily know it was going to be him, but I was like, this next pick is definitely going to be an offensive lineman. But you know,
Right.
I'm excited about this one because, like I said, Christensen will be ready. Now we know Austin Corbett won't be ready. So it's good to add depth. And I think he can come in and start if we need him to. Now, I think he's had a few nagging injuries at his time at NC State, but if he can come in, get healthy, and stay healthy, I think this, besides Bryce, this might be the steal of the draft for the Panthers.
Yeah. Hey, listen, quiet as kept. I know it hasn't been mentioned, nobody's talked about it, but again, this was something that you and I have been discussing ever since the beginning of the season.
Hmm.
And we always said we knew who was the weakest link on the offensive line. Now, granted, Brady Christensen had an okay year. I give him that. He
Hmm.
did. He had an okay year. But now you talk about really solidifying and protecting your franchise quarterback.
Oh
You got
yeah.
to put some beef up front. So last year, you know how we felt about Bradley Bozeman needed to start in front of Pat Eifline at center. We finally
Hmm.
got that. We saw a change in offensive line.
Yeah.
So now you talking about the left side. Now you got Icky, 6'4", 6'5", 320. Then you
Hmm.
throw in there Chandler Zavala, 6'3", 322 pounds. I mean, that's a lot of mass over there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
They got a whole furniture moving company over there. You know what I mean? So I'm under the belief that you gotta have some size up there. You
Hmm.
gotta have some size up there, especially when you're talking about someone like Bryce Young who's small in stature, and you want to
Yeah.
keep him upright and free of injury. So
Hmm.
you need some people up there at the point of attack that can handle that. And from what I've seen
Yeah.
from this young man on tape, he can do that. So
Oh yeah.
I'm all for this pick right here. This one I give him an A. I give it an A as well. You
Okay.
know,
Same
and
here.
that DJ Johnson pick, we didn't say anything, but I give that one like a B minus. I give that one a B minus, maybe a C.
I'm gonna give it a C plus. And I give him a C
C
plus because,
plus.
yeah, I say that because he's 6'4", 260. He has the speed. He has the power. All right. Now, will they be able to bring him in, coach him up, and get him to play the way they want him to play? That's the question. And
Yeah,
I'm going to say that,
get the production out of him.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going to say they can, but it's one of them things where I need to see it before I would uh, raise that grade up anymore.
right. Yeah, and I also factor in how much we gave up to get him, meaning we
Yes,
jumped 13
yes,
spots. You know what I'm
yes.
saying? Like that's a
Hmm.
lot of spots, and we gave up a draft pick to get him. So
That's
yeah,
a lot for somebody who you're speculating on what he can do.
right,
You
exactly. I
get what
agree
I'm
with you
saying?
on that one.
Now, they've watched him, they've seen tape, so hey,
Okay,
if they like it, I love it. So, but he's still
all
getting a C
right.
plus.
So let's move on to our fifth pick in the draft, and that will be Jamie Robinson, safety, Florida State, round 5, pick 145. CJ, give us your thoughts.
I like him. I've talked about him a few times, picking him up in some of our mock drafts, and he did
Yes, you
spend a
have.
year at South Carolina. And JC Horn, you know, he definitely vouched for him already on Twitter. You know, he said we definitely getting the dog. But
Right.
if you look at his tape, he plays with urgency every play. You know, he's
Yeah.
out there and it's like he doesn't take a play off. And he has good anticipation where when the quarterback makes his throws, he's making his break on the ball if he thinks he's in a position, you know, to be able to
Right.
make a play on the ball. And
Right.
with and still we picked up Eric Rowe, we picked up Von Bell, you know, both safeties. Eric Rowe can play in the slot. I do
Right.
believe, you know, I'm wondering if Jamie Robinson can also play in the slot, but you know, as depth, I like the pick. Okay,
Yeah.
I
Well,
like the pick.
he's a safety, but he's more valuable. His game is better playing in the
Mm-hmm,
box, close to the line of scrimmage. So you'll definitely see him playing some nickel,
mm-hmm,
blitzing from the nickel position. He can do that very well. Now, I know he didn't run very well at the combine. He ran like a 4.65 40.
mm-hmm.
They one of his knocks is that um in coverage, if it's anything past short or intermediate route, he can tend to get behind.
Yeah.
It's easily to beat him, if you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to go deep or something like that. But playing in the box, playing at the line of scrimmage, he's aggressive, even for his size. They say he's only 190 pounds, but he plays bigger than that. And
Mm-hmm.
he definitely has a chip on his shoulder. He said on Twitter, "There's not 144 players that's better than me." So he
Yeah,
coming
I
in
saw that.
with a major chip on his shoulder, and
Mm-hmm.
hey, use that chip for your to fuel your fire,
Oh yeah.
and hey, prove the doubters wrong, my boy. That's all I can say. But I like the
Yep.
pick. I think Antonio Johnson, the safety from Texas A&M, would have been a better choice. He was still
Mm-hmm.
available, but hey, Jamie Robinson, I hope he come in and do exactly what he said he going to do. So
Yeah, exactly. I
yeah,
hope he play like there was not 144 people, you know, better than him in the draft. But you know,
right.
we'll see. We shall
And
see.
one of the things, one of the reasons why we didn't do a recording, right after the draft, because we wanted to see also who were going to be some of the undrafted free agent signings that Carolina picked up. And
Mm-hmm.
I was curious to see if they were going to pick up any cornerbacks at all. And to my surprise, we picked up three. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We picked up three. We picked up Kobe Richardson out of LSU, Mark Milton, another cornerback out of Baylor. And we also picked up Rajon Wright, a cornerback out of Oregon State. So that right there, it doesn't it doesn't quell it doesn't answer all my questions, because like you and I both said, we felt like they could have got a premier cornerback in the
Mm-hmm.
draft,
Oh yeah.
but bringing in some bodies as undrafted free agents, I like that. Now, the one undrafted free agent that I do like is Jalen Redmond. I don't know why he didn't get picked, but if you go back and watch his tape, very good defensive end, former 5-star recruit. I think he went to Midwest City High School in Oklahoma, stayed home
Mm-hmm.
and went to Oklahoma. 6'2", 300 pound, heavy hands, got a quick burst. You can even play him at nose tackle. Now, I know he's not traditionally a nose tackle size at only 300
Yeah.
pounds, but you go back and watch some of his tapes when they used him at Oklahoma, he was very disruptive playing over center.
Mm-hmm.
So he can get after the quarterback, got a good motor. So, I like that pick. And I ain't gonna even pick about Bumper Pool. That's a name that we talked about during the season when that name came up. We was like, Bumper pool.
Bumper
Like
pool.
who did that? Who did
Yeah, that
that?
was Drew Sanders running buddy.
Yeah, that was the Drew Sanders running, but he led the SEC. He led the SEC in tackles last year. Bumper
Mm,
pool did. Yeah,
okay.
and was
Wait,
the
well let's
leading tackler the past 2 years at Arkansas.
hey, let's just hope that some of these undrafted free agents pan out. One thing I will say, all three of those corners are over 6 foot tall. I think the
Yes,
shortest
yes, they
one is
are
6'1".
6'1".
But yeah, I also want to say shout out to Ricky Lee, from A&T. Got
Okay,
signed with the
yeah,
Panthers.
yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Okay,
But
yeah.
but
HBCU.
yeah, HBCU and Cam Peoples from Appalachian State. A little bit bigger back than what we got now. So we'll see what he does
Right.
during camp and off season and in the preseason. See if he can make the team. But
Another
yeah,
boy from South Carolina, Josh Vance.
mm-hmm. Yep, Nico Bolden from Kent State. So
Yeah,
it's a lot of interesting people. They brought in two outside linebackers, Trevez Moore and Iku Leota from Arizona State and
yeah.
Auburn. Got two inside linebackers, Austin. Let me see, Ajaki. I think hope I'm
A
saying it right.
jockey.
Yeah, from UNLV and
A
also Bumper
jockey.
Pool
Yeah.
from Arkansas. But
Right.
yeah, I mean they're free agents definitely more on the defensive side of the ball. But
Right.
yeah. Got our tackle and a guard, Nash Jensen from North Dakota State. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm ready for the rookie camp to start, and see what's what. But now let me get back on here so we can talk to the people a little bit more clearly here. But
All right.
but yeah, for them not to take a cornerback in those 5 picks, trade away, we had 6. Them not take a cornerback, then we traded away a pick to the Steelers to get DJ Johnson. Now that really baffled me. Okay. That
Right.
really baffled me. Excuse me. So if I had to grade this entire draft, I would give it an A- just because this is me, my personal opinion. I think we should have picked up a cornerback in the draft. And let me tell you, I'm still a big Scott Fitterer fan. I still think he's the best GM that we've had in quite a while. But my God, when I say somebody, he must have been watching our show the other night or something, or the video we did about the 39th pick as well. Well, we both were like, we don't believe that we're going to end this draft with only 6 picks. We're going to have at least 7 to 8 picks in the draft, because
Right.
Chef Fitter was
Right.
going to get in the kitchen, start stirring the pot, get on the old Nokia phone, start
Yeah.
calling a bunch of people, making some trades and whatnot. And I'll be damn if they didn't do the exact opposite. We ended up with one less pick than what we started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
for me, I have to, and this is why I wanted to wait until we found out who were the undrafted free agents. Because before then, right after the draft, I was
mhm.
like C plus maybe. For the simple fact, we lost the draft pick. We went from six
Mhm.
to five, and we didn't address, in my opinion, the second biggest need, which was cornerback. When we had
Yeah.
a great opportunity to draft one of the premier corners in the draft.
Mhm.
So for me, but before the undrafted free agents, I would say the C plus. But I'll give it a B. I'll
Okay.
give it a B. Yeah,
Okay.
overall, I'll give it a B.
But
I'll
like
give it.
we said, Evero in the defense. I hope they got a plan, and I'm just going to stick with the fact that I think that they know, not think, but they're the coaching staff. They know a hell of a lot more than we know. But
Right.
they've got a plan. They're going to stick with it, and I just pray that it works. Because if we can get through the whole season with J.C. Horn, Dante Jackson, okay, and you know what, and I'm even throw C.J. Henderson back in the mix too. If he's not thrust into a starting role, he's coming in and out, third down situations, maybe playing some nickel, maybe not. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cool. Because we got through most of last season that way, and it worked out fine. Now, when not most of, but up until Dante Jackson got hurt. Now, when he got
Right.
hurt and CJ Henderson got thrust into the starting role, it started to show more. Then JC Horn got hurt right before the Tampa game. Then, it was on full display, for
Yeah.
the entire world to see.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep. All right. So anything else before we get out of here?
No, sir. As always, like, subscribe, turn on that post notification bell. We thank everybody for the love and support. We're at 408 subscribers, and our next goal is 500 on our way to 1,000. And we appreciate each and every one of you.
All right. Well, thank you for watching Two Fans in the Stands draft recap. Don't forget to comment below. Let us know what you think about the Panthers selections in the 2023 NFL draft and the undrafted free agents that we've signed. Until then, Panther Nation, keep pounding.